Welcome to today's meditation. For those who are present and those who are joining me at the next now moment from a recording, I feel that these are such amazing times that we get to experience as humanity because everything is actually floating to the surface, everything. And I personally feel that a lot of us who have been open to self inquiry, have been open through their sensitivity to feel the pain of another, to feel the pain of the world, have somehow always felt that they're somehow losing. I certainly had this mentality that no matter what I do, I lose. That's kind of an ego thing. But I felt like I am invisible. I It's very hard for me to just truly translate the light of the soul into this realm. And miraculously, and I'd be interested to hear about your experiences, so you can comment. I truly feel that this is changing. It's changing. That the light is catching momentum. It's giving up, giving us this empowering, beautiful, uh, what would you call that? Protective space where we can then bloom and do exactly what we need to do, no matter what is happening. And I've been saying this for a while that yes, we are encountering a lot of hardship. We are. But at the same time, our capacity to endure and then to transmute is much higher. So the capacity is growing. But now I'm not even talking about that capacity. I'm just talking about this new, almost frequency that is available to us, where that we are not being pushed down to such a degree that we are constantly needing to downplay, suffocate, or hide our our heart, our love, our sharing, our truth, especially the truth. And to tell you honestly, it feels like a true opening in one's even aura. Now we are actually able to use all our limbs. We are no longer needing to kind of get by with a wheelchair. I'm just using this as an analogy. I certainly haven't, like, as I look back, I can't even tell you how incapacitated I felt most of my life. And this is in no manner the victory of the ego. But I do feel, and these two words have been reverberating in my field, and the two words are cosmic justice. Cosmic justice. And the cosmic justice, whether it's translated on a minute level in your own life or just in this world, we see it. We see that cosmic justice unfolding. And this had given me actually an impulse to share some of the events of my life on some other platform, Instagram, for example, in short clips. And I would invite all of you to maybe speak up and say how you felt that you were incapacitated all this time. And it felt like it needed, the life was taking this Herodian um, power to just push through. And but we never, most of us had never had a chance of a free will to kind of bog down and not push through the light of the soul. So that sometimes meant that we were put in horrible situations. We had to endure, and it seemed very unfair, unjust. And we were wondering, how come I'm always in this situation? And I feel truly that this is changing. No matter how much chaos is there out there, if we are on this path of embodying our soul, our light, there's no other way but for that light to take hold, embody, and then shine. Because Carrie Kay, this woman I listened to, she reminded me very um, kind of succinctly that the light takes up space. I don't know if you've experienced that. You can just enter a room and you can trigger people without even saying a word. And again, I'm again not saying that we're special. It's not about specialness. It's about what is the calling of your soul. It's either the service to self, the lower self, the ego, or it's the service to other, which is the good of all. These are the two choices actually. And at the end, there are no choices because it's always, the light is always somehow incorporating the darkest dark. Yes, the shadow, sooner or later. And this is what we're seeing outside. So the light takes up space, and then the shadow, the darkness is always kind of congealed. It's hiding, it's manipulating, it's constantly in this play of not wanting to merge with the light because that would be its end. And yes, now I've addressed duality. And we all know from higher realms there is no dark, and there is the dark and the light is not dual. But we still need to recognize that play here on this earth plane. And it's a ruthless test for all of us because we are being tested every moment, whether we are choosing the path of the light or the path of the ego, which you could call it, the shadow. The shadow is actually, in a Jungian term, it means something else, but let's say the dark, that is lacking the love, the wisdom, the understanding, the compassion. So, and those parts of ourselves that are still lacking that, then those elements in our lives are still stalling. But somehow I'm rejoicing because I feel that now this realm is actually changing. It's not so I don't feel so downtrodden. I don't feel like I'm moving in kind of like a lead-like environment anymore, because the vibratory field is vibrating at a higher level. So I would invite you all to consider that, because it's happening no matter how much chaos we're encountering out there, or even inside here. And a lot of my friends and acquaintances on this path are telling me that the field of their mind is actually very dominant. It's speeding up. It's kind of, the chatter is very dominant. Well, it's because that was the domain that we used in order to be. So think about that. And it's not about um negating the mind. It's about lifting the heart into this field, so that the mind becomes this servant of our higher self. And intrinsically, what is becoming more and more obvious to me is that this path of ascension is also the integration of our higher self, so that, and and most of us can discern when is that instance when the higher self, which is a very almost imperceptible knowing being, seeing wisdom and love, when is that implemented through the body, through your actions, through your thoughts, through everything you do? Or is it just a mechanism of the mind that's an automated program? So that's so simple. And then, of course, then the higher self opens. And you can imagine that once our light body, the Merkaba, is healed, it's open, so that is actually the embodiment of your soul, the Atma, which then, through which you have this multidimensional connection to all of yourself and the ultimate self, the oneness, is the ascension. And I think in the next transmission, not today, we're going to deal with the integration of the higher self and what that means, how that happens more and more. That's very, very important at this time. And the higher self that has this beingness through the I am presence, which the I am presence is that notion of the manifest beingness of the soul. So if you can ascertain, I said this a million times, something, it is that you are. So the I am presence is the isness of all that is. And I don't want to elucidate what that means in quantum terms, but to cut the long story short, in a quantum way, the I am is everything. Everything that can come possibly into being, and everything that is in being already. It is a miraculous process of emanation and retraction, emanation and retraction. I actually feel so much love and elatedness, joy, because it comes from the truth of the soul. So let's work on further integrating our light. And whatever comes through this field, that's going to be the focus of our meditation and transmission. We all do this together. So let us just drop back and just take a few breaths consciously. Of course, you're breathing all this time, but consciously. Actually, what we are going to address today is the stellar gateway. It's one of our chakras. And the stellar gateway is that portal through which you are allowing cosmic light to flow in. Cosmic light. And all of these light upgrades are flowing in through your stellar gateway. And your stellar gateway chakra is so very intelligent that it can tune this gateway to actually be attuned to your capacity of receiving light. That's beautiful. It's very beautiful. So we connect to our higher self. I am presence. Connect to Mother, Father, God. And as we're connecting through our heart fields, we call all of our energy from all space-time back into our heart, the 0 point field, the merging of the microcosm with the macrocosm, the jiva, the individuated fractal of God. The Parabrahma, pure consciousness. And we know that this is just the gradation of the same. Just remember that as you choose embodiment, as you as a soul choose to come to this earth plane, to have this experience of limitation, you agree to drop in consciousness. You agree to forget who you truly are. And you also agree to focus and use this domain of your mind. And the mind is not equated with the brain. You agree to use your mind, which is this mechanism of feeling, thinking, emoting. And because as you drop in consciousness, you identify your being with this body only. You then fully buy into the experience of separation because your body is separate from other bodies. Your body is separate and it is thrown into the world. like this fall that then causes suffering. Notice that your pranic channel, which is then the backbone, know that the pranic channel is the backbone to your light body. Zoom into your heart and feel how the 0 point of your heart is connected to this planet. So we move from the heart into the solar plexus. We move into the sacral, the root, the earth star. Just feel how you are slowly connecting all of your roots, grounding back into this heart of the mother, Gaia. This is planet Terra. Gaia is another dimension of the same. Sorry, it's a density. Densities are within dimensions. Just feel how you're actually returning to this living from ease. Feel how we are actually opening up to receiving all of the blessings of this Mother Earth. We're harmonizing with the Schumann resonance of the area where we're located. Just feel how your root chakra and your Earth Star chakra, which is your karmic lesson, is harmonizing with the spin of the mother's heart. And just feel that your heart is harmonizing with the spin of this mother's heart. As we just retrace the pranic channel from the heart into the higher heart, top of the sternum, your throat, backside of the head, third eye, crown, causal chakra. We're also clearing these spaces of any excess or dense energies. Soul star chakra, and just see the soul star, your heart, and the earth star harmonizing. And we move into the stellar gateway and just see this golden crystalline opening our personal connection to the cosmic intelligence. This is where we are able to tap into the Akashic records. Receive all of the light codes that are gracing us, this planet, at this time. And from the stellar gateway, we move into the pre-matter fields and to pure source consciousness. And just feel that you are one with source. It is your body. It is this realm that is actually within the one consciousness. It's not the other way around. And just see how the center, which in a quantum reality pulsates. Light frequency, sacred geometry formations into being moment to moment, creating the illusion of phenomena such as your body, such as the world you call your life, taking place in. And just feel how fluid actually it all is. You now can drop into this vanishing point of your 0 point field. Go back, see your light body, the Merkaba, expanding from the heart. And we now do drop deeper and deeper into this crystalline, golden, white portal in the heart. It's one with the portal of Mother Earth's heart. It's one with the portal of your stellar gateway. You see, these are just different density emanations of the same. And the stellar gateway is, of course, connected to Solaris, our own planetary sun, and the great central suns, cosmic heart. Our multidimensionality is always here right now. So we are now adjusting to the highest soul frequency that is available to us at this time. Our own very unique fractal line imprinting of the soul of our soul. We're calling in a deeper embodiment of that soul. We're allowing the light body to harmonize with our torus field, expanding into infinity. So just feel that the impulse of the heart is one with the impulse, the light impulse of all that is every moment. So that you're actually, as you're corresponding with all that is, your fractal is corresponding with all that is every moment. And as you are, you're actually corresponding in the most purest manner. Because you're corresponding within the oneness of all that is. So once you drop into your own source, you dropped into source. And I'm asking now that all of our torus fields, as they're expanding, and they're expanding into infinity, merging with source. And from source, they're merging back into our fractal. From the fractal, it merges out to infinity. From infinity, it merges back. Notice that it is the pulsation of being, just like a breath. Pulsates out, comes back in. The ebb and flow of breath, the birth and death of all that is, manifests. There's no death in consciousness, but there is a death that is adhered to all phenomena. Because there's a birth, there's a death. And there's one constant that is beyond birth and death. And just go back into the 0 point of the heart, feeling, daring to feel everything that is actually in your field. We're dropping all focus. And we're now asking this field of intelligence to transmute all of the densities that are in our field throughout the 12, 13 densities of emanation. So that the penetrability of light from the stellar gateway through our crown, through all the chakras and out back into Mother Earth's heart become open, expanded. You become this site, you become the place through which God comes into being, moment to moment. It is a download that I've experienced last night. This embodiment, the embodiment of the knowing that as we live from the domain of sattva, purity, light, as we purify our thoughts, as we purify our energies, as we purify our actions, as we purify all aspects of our life as individuals, as a society, we become the will of Mother, Father, God, embodied, living from the highest wisdom, discernment, sovereignty, love, embodying all of the aspects of the divine. There are many, 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 many aspects of the divine that we are asked to embody. That is integration, truly integrating all the aspects of divinity into your limited self, slowly releasing all of the contractions, all of the limitations that you have agreed to live from. And slowly these contractions are dissolved in the grace of love, in the grace. I'm asking for the full implementation of the threefold flame. The harmonization thus of the feminine, masculine, and neutral principle. Which is an intrinsic quality of your non-dual nature, where you have come here into the realm of polarity, but you transcend polarity. And you become this sight of the divine. And that is the full activation of your heart. The vulnerable, intimate, wise, sovereign heart that is just here to share. The heart only wants to share. The heart doesn't know possessivity, possession, clinging. It doesn't really know manipulation. It only knows how to share. And be sure of one thing, and you can be sure of this one thing, that you've been called to embody the purity of your divine being here on earth. And be sure that if you dare, because you need to dare to live from this purity, if you dare, you've accomplished your mission. But you cannot compromise this purity. And also know that you're going to be given so many opportunities to compromise this purity. Because those are tests, whether you're giving power to your limitations, or are you giving power to the truth, love, discernment, and wisdom and love of your being. And no matter how your ego is deeming your successes or failures, know that it is of no consequence. Consequence is measured only truly by daring to live from purity. That is of true consequence here on Earth, not just on Earth, in the multiverse. I'm being asked to find in this very, very high vibrational space of grace, find an aspect of your limited personality right now to dissolve in the grace of the light, and it be, will be given to you, onto you, here right now. So ask, and it is given for the from the purity of your heart. Thank you. So powerful. Remember that the crystalline portal of your heart is this portal that is receiving and emitting God's light, blessing, love, wisdom, sovereignty, moment to moment. And the more you align yourself with this cosmic intelligence of your heart, the more you're able to elevate your surrounding, the people who are surrounding you, to this frequency of pure divine love. Recognize your light as a beacon that is being implemented to particular places all over this planet. Lighting up these places, creating a web of crystalline connectivity that translate higher frequency light data into this realm, so that the kingdom of heaven can be implemented. But that kingdom is in your heart, and your heart exudes it, so that all of us can recognize, hear the call, embody, that which is for the highest good of all. So it is.